Out here with more space engineers. It's coming up on 1:30 a.m. and I will spare you the, I don't know, like 5+ hours of repetitive block placement. Just getting things boxed in and framed up. Oh. Now, we did go ahead and leave a couple of spots with raised areas, just so I can get into the superstructure in order to get some things done on the interior side. But yeah, so I have to say, let's back up here a little bit, take a look. I think that the overall shape and scale of everything, it feels a little bit better balanced than it was, so I do think that it was the right idea to go ahead and, you know, scale down the nacelles and scale up the armor a little bit. So what we still have to do, we've gone ahead and added in the 2 extra thrusters on the forward mounts. And I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to flat pack these thrusters on the side here. I kind of like the idea of doing it, but the problem that we're going to run into is that the nacelles won't get any thicker. Well, at least not on the top angle. And I'm not sure what that's going to do for the weight of the profile. So We'll think about that a little bit more. The only thing we really have to do at this point is to get most of this welded up, and then start getting the detail pass done on the upper armor, well, on all of the armor. So if you remember, we were talking about having like these the armor plates that we had placed here. We're basically going to do that around the ship at various points. And so I'm thinking for Friday, we'll probably do that. What I want to do today is just give you an update on what's going on here. Maybe get a little bit more done on the mandible, at least on one of them, just to show you what it's going to look like, hopefully what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm just waiting for a whole bunch of material to cook off. In fact, let me see. Let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, well, through the platinum at least. Okay. Alright, so go ahead and move this stuff over. I have to go get more gold, and I got plenty of silver, but I'm almost definitely gonna have to go get more gold. I'm fairly certain of that. Yeah, because the field emitters are 15 units of gold each. Oh, and they use platinum now too. That could end up getting a little bit more expensive than I had intended, but we are at 1.29K. Yeah, I'll probably have to go out and hit the mining spots a bit more. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is we have the upper bridge area mostly figured out. As well, we actually have it figured out at this point. You know, we're going to armor this up a little bit. I'm thinking probably just using the half blocks, heavy armor half. Or we actually, you know what might not be bad? We could use the armor plates, because those will give us a much slimmer profile, but I think they have about the same durability and hit points as the heavy armor, but they have a fraction of the mass. So that might be what we do here, is I may armor that up, may armor the cockpit up with the plates then. Which would be good, because then that keeps it a little bit less bulky. This area down here, we actually want you. Let's See if we can get, there it is. Here you go. Trying to get in there. Alright, so if we can get this stuff in, yeah, I know I could have just taken the lip out here, but this is more fun, yeah? Only slightly less, only slightly more frustrating. Right. There we go. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put probably another, I don't know, like 15 or 20 gyros in there, maybe even more. What I have done is, let's pop into the superstructure here and I can show you really quick, hopefully. There we go. Come on. Thank you. Okay. So what we've done is we have 10 gyros there, another 10 gyros here, for 20 gyros on this side, and then we've repeated this on the other nacelle. And then over there we also have another 20 on top of these guys. So that gives us some pretty good ability to turn the ship around. We'll see how that actually plays out when we get them all welded up and everything. So that leaves just a couple of areas. Coming back to what we were saying before, we have the what was it? The Prestige bridge, basically the bit up top that's visible. And I think what we're going to do for this back portion is we're going to basically close this in. Let's go, there we go. So if we go something like this, and how much room does that give us? Doesn't give us a whole lot, unfortunately. So let's go. Yeah, okay. That wouldn't. That might be. That might be more space than I want on this. But you know, it does give us. Right. I should have interior plate. Yeah, okay. So let's look at seats really quick. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is we end up with something like that, maybe. Yeah, it's a bit. Alright, so you are that one. So from there's 1, 2, 3 over. And you are on that line. So it's 1, 2, 3 over. Yeah? 2. This one. Oh, okay, so it's only. Should be there. Yeah, okay. And then that basically gives us an emergency bridge. And the question will be, oh, is that going to be enough height? I mean, obviously there it will be. So just as a quick test, if we do that, yeah, we'd be able to get in and out of here. Okay. And that went 1, 2, 3, because we're going to double this wall up. So this will be two blocks wide. This will be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you're all right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess so. Okay. Okay. And you're gonna go there. And what we're going to end up with here is 1, 2, and 2. Okay, that's right. All right.
Energy low.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm a little distracted. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have this be basically, like I said, this will be a secure area. All right. Let's grab these really quick. And now the reason I'm doing this is because with anything that you have that's got a potential of going into combat in Space Engineers, you generally want to make sure you have things secure. So where you have a prestige bridge like you have on this ship, one of the things you have to worry about is if you get into serious combat, what's the potential? If you have your control area up and what's arguably a very lightly, if any, armored position, it's really easy for you to lose your control systems. So I will almost always make a recommendation that you have another control system somewhere in the ship with some form of remote monitoring so that you can see what's going on, or at least external cam enabled, because otherwise you're going to end up in a situation where you're not going to be able to control your ship. You're going to have to throw a control panel in really quickly, and if you're lucky, everything holds together, and if you're not, it blows up in your face. So in order to help alleviate that risk a little bit, we're going to do this. And that also gives me the ability to put more gyros in back here if I need to, or thrusters even. I could throw a couple more thrusters in, which might not be a bad idea. But yeah,
Energy critical.
we'll worry about that later. All right, and then that comes down like so. That leaves us there. Okay, and then this is going to basically be a doubling up. Not that we really need it on the sides, because honestly, if something makes it through the sides of this thing, it's going to have gone through so much equipment that these two walls aren't going to do much for you. But hey, it's placebo, right? Make you feel better. All right, so that gives us, we still have enough room, which is good. Ah, crud. All right. Let's see if we can get this done before we run out of power. Doesn't look like we're going to. I think we're gonna run out of power first. All right. Quick, get in there. Get in there. There.
No energy.
Oh. Alright, let's turn that off so you can see the ship in its glory. Alright. So yeah, I do think that the lines are coming up better. For us going into this design without really having any real idea on what we wanted, I think it's coming up pretty good. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. The only thing that we still really need to do, like I said, is we really need to get the mandibles done. I want to get this in first. Let's go. I want you. There you go. And we're going to go one. Dang it. No, don't put it there. Sheesh. Alright. And I want 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We'll have to pipe in O2, which we actually have a convenient area for that. That's not a problem. So I'm gonna need a couple of vents. Let's go with 3 conveyor vents. 1 for each room, 1 for the hallway, because we're gonna have a doorway in there. And I think everything else is... let's see, I think we've got you that we're using, right? Okay. Now I need to go burn a little bit more iron off the steel plates. Alright, and you're gonna go like so. What we'll end up with is something that will hopefully at least bounce a shot, if not completely avoid it. Oh, let's see. Alright, so you're gonna put you, actually, let's do this where we offset you. It's 1, 2, no, you're gonna have to come out 1. 1, 2, 3, it needs to be at least 3 so that it's big enough to step through it. You're gonna be there. There you go. And then there will be a door there. And a door here, I think. There we go. And we have this little area. Whoop. Come here, you. This little area in here where we can run piping in. We can get rid of that for now. that gets us that, which from the interior portion we're going to be able to put in the conveyor air vent. We're going to go ahead and rinse and repeat that over here. I think we went for the middle one on that one, right? And conveyor to there, to there. Okay. And then this thing, because I want to be able to look in here and know basically at a glance if we've got air. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to get one of these chairs welded up. Actually, no, I don't. I just need to get down here. And you are going to be... Oh, combat bridge. Port. Okay. Oh. Itchy nose. Okay. And you're going to be starboard. Yeah, so we still have a little bit to do on the box and stuff, but that gets us there. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so I think that's most of the basic stuff in. What I'm thinking for back here is that we will go... Let's go keep it somewhat simple. And then for this portion, we're actually going to flip the script on this a little bit. We'll have one door here, one door there. I want to get all of this actually factored in first. Alright. That's going to be to that point. That'll be there. I mean, we really could just go ahead and pull this in as our ceiling. I think we will. And what that'll allow us to do is to have the rest of this be basically spaced armor, where we'll have a little bit of protection on both sides. So let's do... Go ahead and repeat this. But the important stuff is going to be right here. And you will be like so. Where do I want to go? Because that almost perfectly center lines the door if we do that. Let's try it. Let's see how that works. And basically what we're going to do is once we have all of this done, I think what we'll do is we'll have Bob go ahead and start welding stuff up because he's been kind of chomping at the bit. Don't think there's a whole lot of actual equipment. I think mostly it's just a couple of gyros, which I need actually to make sure I have enough grids and steel pipes. And then you guys basically go like so. And then what we'll do is just run these across and leave this open. That way we have a little bit of spaced armor in there so that if we do take a shot, damage has to calculate through multiple layers instead of one large layer. For those who don't know, that there's some Space Engineers does some interesting damage penetration rules, which aren't necessarily a bad thing. They're just, yeah, it's Space Engineers. And so we end up with something like that, which I may change. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that.
Energy low.
And then, like I said, I think we may end up adding some more thrusters back here. Maybe do like a group of 3, some space, a group of 3, and then another group of 3. Just to give us that much more forward push. And then we need to start working on the actual armor detail layer. All right. Okay, so I think that's going to about do it for us today. Really, I do think the only portion I really need to worry about now is getting this nacelle out. And I think we've basically got it where we want it. If you notice, I am placing a lot of kind of spacing the armor off of the old shell. So there's a lot of negative space in here. And like we were saying before when we were talking about it, I want to be able to have areas that I can cut into and expose lower portions of the ship. Yes, it does make things risky. It's not, but this is also not meant to be a frontline combat ship. We're just building it with the idea that if it happens to get dragged into combat, it'll be a little bit more survivable. So at least that's the concept. We'll see how it plays out in reality. Oh yeah. All right, and then you are actually. I think we're gonna bring you all the way out. Honestly, actually, do I want to? I think that is going to come out a bit further. And we'll start putting in like the landing stuff. The other thing that I still need to do. Hello, you. Is to do the underlying layer. So this will be heavy armor down here, all the way up, and we'll build up and around all of these little protrusions. And then we'll probably do, I don't know, I may end up hiding some basic weaponry in here, something like, you know, a couple of fixed forward rocket launchers, missile pods. Yeah, you have to reload them manually, but not too bad. Just have to make sure I have them pointed in the right direction. We won't talk about blowing ourselves up accidentally. But yeah, so okay, I think that's gonna get us for today. The rest of this is really just getting the armor on the mandibles bluffed out to where they need to be, getting everything closed in, and then we can start. Yeah, I think on Friday we should be ready to start dealing with the exterior armor. I am going to contemplate these additional thrusters a little bit more. I'm not quite sure if I like them or not yet. I like the concept of them, but I don't know if I like the practicality of them. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you know the routine. Hit those likes, subscribe, leave comments down below. And let me know what you think about the design overall. It has come a long way from what we started with. And I think that once we start getting everything welded up, I think we'll be in a pretty good position with it. In fact, let us go ahead and Bob, take it away. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of the week. And we will see you back here on Friday for hopefully the Armor Edition. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.